I'm gonna survive 100 days on this deserted island. And like any other pro Minecrafter, I decided to break grass. I need to collect seeds. There's no other sources of food on this island because I don't want to kill my animals too soon. So, yeah. It's a very slow beginning, but a humble one at that. I decided my next course of action was showing a few trees who was in the real boss. So, I decided to punch him with some seeds. I placed down my crafting table and decided to craft my first wooden pickaxe. I decided the 2 seconds that I had my wooden pickaxe, I needed cobblestone. So that's what I gathered up next. The wooden pickaxe was not helping me. Stone tools was necessary, a stone axe and a stone pickaxe. I got pretty lucky mining down and mined right into a nice vein of coal. Now I don't have to worry about torches or smelling food up for a little while. That's a good note, I guess. And then I mined up a couple pieces of iron, nothing special. I decided best to send these 2 cows to go meet my parents. Crafted up a pair of shears to go get some wool, took my iron, and cooked up some food, aka my victims. Crafted up our bed, and we got to sleep the night away. The end of day 1 of only 100. For the start of day 2, I decided I yearned for the mines, and I just needed to collect just a few more resources. Got some coal, got a few bits more worth of iron. Got punked by a skeleton that didn't see me. Melted up some of the iron that we got. Made a bucket. And I started a nice little crop field so I could eventually breed some animals and get some bread. Decided to get violent with these trees because I ran out of resources for my farm. Screw these stupid trees. Decided nothing special happened for the rest of day 2 and went to bed. With the start of day 3, I decided I had enough time being a homeless noob and decided to start laying out the foundation of my house. It's nothing special. It's a very, very simplistic house that I feel like anyone can build. Cause a little bit of domestic dispute between some mobs. Decided after I got to kill everybody and almost died to a zombie, I might as well treat myself to a couple pieces of iron. Nothing crazy. I got like 6 pieces from all this. Not worth almost dying. After almost dying in the cave, I decided to go back to working on the house, but I'm really going to fill most of this space in with music. Not too much happened between day 3 and 4. It was a very boring time period, so enjoy the music. With the start of day 5, I decided it'd be best to explore some of these sunken shipwrecks. I really didn't find a lot. I found mostly iron, which does help me later on craft the rest of my armor set. But in the chest, there wasn't really anything too much to brag about, but it was better than nothing. Got back to my house, made my cows do the dirty because I need a lot of cows. And I decided to finish up crafting my armor. I made a new iron pick and a iron axe just to make gathering resources that much easier. And I decided to end day 5 off with just a little bit of interior decorating, nothing crazy, just something to say I'm home. So I decided to start day 6 off with making a pathway to my mine. That way I can slowly start connecting the world the way that I planned on it. I really don't know what much to say because I'm literally just making a pass. Like, there's nothing fancy. But I do decide to go mining for diamonds, but instead I just find a crap ton of these red blocks, which I don't think I use at all in this series. So, yeah. I end up giving up on mining pretty early and I decide to just start building a barn, which I am going to insert a audio clip instead of talking over it. So enjoy the barn build. I started the next day on the hunt for sugarcane, so one day we could eventually enchant all the gear that we plan on getting. So I got very lucky and I found a mushroom island. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this is luck. So I slaughtered every living animal on the island to have enough food for the rest of these 100 days. I had to come back here like twice throughout the whole 100 days, but it was still fun. I was able to get all the food and all the leather that I needed. And we even might have found our first couple diamonds here. But being able to run through the caves and not have to worry about mobs was so nice. And I genuinely had some of the best luck on this island. And I was able to find us some axolotls, which, if you guys don't know, are one of my favorite mobs in the game. So I was pretty happy to be able to bring home not one, but two cyan axolotls. It made me feel pretty good. I went back to the mainland and decided to work on a windmill. And instead of boring you guys in the 4-minute clip this is, I'm going to do the same thing I would do with the barn. I'm going to play some music in the background and just let you guys watch the building process. wanted to take a few minutes while I go looking for obsidian in this clip. I just want to say I'm trying my best with editing. It's very new to me. I don't normally do a lot of editing. I usually just record everything with audio already involved, and I just edit with that, which is really just pasting clips together. This is the first time I've ever done videos where I actually had to do voiceovers. So if the timings and the voicing just doesn't line up perfectly, just know I do plan on improving on it in the future. This is mostly just practice. Anyways, let's move on. After I got my obsidian, I decided I wanted to take a trip to the Nether, so I began constructing a platform for my Nether portal. It's nothing really fancy. It's literally just different forms of tough block and deep slate. And I just make a small little awkward circle. I thought I made the circle a lot better in the original, but apparently I didn't. And it was off by like one block on one side and one block on the other side as well. And I decided to just let it go because I still like the shape of it. It looked good to me by the end of it, so I wasn't too upset. But it's the first time I've made a non-cave design for a nether portal, so cut me a little bit of slack, will you? Like, it's not something I'm used to. I normally just throw my nether portal in a cave, decorate the cave a little bit, add a site, add a mine. It doesn't matter if it looks perfect. So, it's the first time. It's the first time. I really don't know what to say. Like, I mean, I feel like most of this stuff is self-explanatory, like you guys can see, right? Look how stupid I am at times. Just placing stairs wrong. And people tell me not to call myself dumb. I do such dumb stuff sometimes. It's hilarious. I love it. It's a beautiful nether portal. Also ran out of blocks and I just said screw it. And into the nether we go. So, I'm on the hunt for a few items. Mostly I'm here for a few blaze rods and nether wart and soul sand. I want to make potions because I have a zombie villager that I caught that I do want to cure. I'm not really interested in the whole fighting the dragon in this series. It's not part of my plans. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My main goal is transforming the island. And that's exactly what my intentions were when entering the Nether. And I had to travel almost 3,000 blocks to find this particular fortress. And in a later clip, you guys are going to see that there was one next to my portal this whole time. It had me so mad when I found it. Like, I was ready to just stop recording. Because I spent about 2 days of Minecraft time hunting for this fortress. Almost dying many times, might I add, to ghasts. And I obviously went in without a bow. So that was stupid on my part. But I decided with a few blaze rods in hand, I made my way back to the mainland. After I got back to the mainland, I decided it was best to make a sugarcane farm. That way we could start getting paper, so when I finally get villager trades, I can make lecterns. And we can just get overpowered gear, you know? It's nothing crazy. I didn't make any fancy sugarcane farm. I flooded up... Ooh. My breathing. I flooded up some little rows of water. Put some leaves to waterlock them. And then I just placed sugarcane. It is by far nothing fancy, nothing special. I just figured it works. So that's what I went with. You guys are going to notice I stopped putting what day it was in the top corner, and that's mostly because I messed up while recording. I did not label the video which days it was. That's what I was doing beforehand, and I fixed this issue later on by adding a mod that is literally a day counter. So I do apologize. Just know the next good portion of this video isn't going to have a day counter. Just know what you're about to see from here forward is going to be day 26 through 51, I believe it was. So it covers over the span of quite a few days. And right now I'm just building up a small little bee farm so that way I can start collecting honey and honeycombs. This is a completely manual, non-auto farm. Anyways, I'm going to put some music on, enjoy the little build process. And I don't remember if I kept in the parts where I stayed at night because I'm trying to find a second zombie villager at this point. My next main goal was finding a way that I could secure enough experience to actually use my enchantment table. So I built up a very basic mob farm, which actually ended up working out pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. I was able to get pretty much all my enchantments thanks to this mob farm, but it did require days of AFKing and swiping, so maybe in the future a faster mob farm or a faster XP farm would be ideal. But I'll let you guys relax and listen to the music while I build up. Alright, so I decide my next goal is I need to terraform a little bit of a flatter area so that way I have somewhere I can build our enchantment table so I can actually put all these levels to use. As you can see, I grinded until I had about 36 levels. I actually end up having to go back quite a few times after enchanting gear because my first couple rolls were just pretty bad overall. I didn't really get anything that I was really happy with. I believe it's also pretty soon I realized that I also double crafted diamond leggings instead of a helmet, so I had to waste more diamonds on that. And similar to the Nether portal, I just made a very simple circular design. I put some walls over it. Later on I had lanterns and fences, and I just try and make it look as decent as I can for an outside structure. I didn't want to overcrowd my island with just houses because this is supposed to be a farmer's dream island that's also a Minecraft related island, so I felt too many buildings would be just too cramped. I believe throughout this whole series I only add one more building, so nothing too much. Anyways, I'm gonna get some enchanting going. Hopefully we get something good, and I'll come back to you guys in a few minutes. I cured up my one zombie villager, and I ended up making him a cleric so I could get easy ender pearl trades. Again, nothing too special, just figured I'd let you guys know. Hi, so I know this video is mostly voiceover, and here I am in person, but I messed up on footage. So I was able to get all these eyes of ender, and I really did saw I was recording. So I know you guys saw me get a zombie villager. He's right here. I made him a cleric for the sole purpose of ender eyes. And yesterday, or not yesterday, in one of the previous clips, I went far and wide looking for a nether fortress. Well, lo and behold, I come out of my portal here. Where's the hole that I dug? I dug a hole somewhere around here. Where'd my hole go? Oh, it's right here. And we go down this hole. There's the fortress right here. And on top of that, I killed a few wither skeletons, like 4 of them. And I got 2 skull drops. My sword only has looting 3 on it. So I got really lucky. And I didn't originally intend on killing the dragon in these 100 days. But, let's go kill the dragon. By the way, that's pretty much all that happened between day 45 and 51. I think we're on 52 now. I pretty much spent a lot of time AFKing at that farm for levels to get not the best enchants, but enchants nonetheless. So yeah. Okay, dragon time. After deciding to fight the dragon very impromptu, I decided my next course of action was to get a villager breeder. That way I could finally get better enchantments on my gear and armor than what I have right now. I did find a few good things. I'm sure you guys saw I got a pair of elytra, and I want to get mending and unbreaking on that because getting elytra does make building and honestly just traveling between islands a lot easier for me. But we'll see. It is a quite a long process. I don't know why I said we'll see. Obviously, I'm going to get it where I wouldn't put this in the video. With mending and unbreaking on my elytra and plenty of rockets thanks to the mob farm, I went out and grabbed some mud and cherry blossoms so I could decorate the island a little bit more and make it look more busy, more going on rather than just a plain oak wood. Now I start process on the last build of the island, which is just a storage room, which I never end up using. I stored like 3 chests worth of stuff, and then I just kind of forgot about it. I used it more to showcase my first elytra, dragon head, dragon egg, and like armor. Other than that, I didn't use it for anything. I really don't know why I built this. I probably could have just made a simple addition onto my house, like, like a second story or something. But I decided there was just so much empty space right there, and I didn't want to just fill it with trees. So I was like, you know what? Storage room. So yeah, probably not my smartest thing, but I needed to fill up the space, and I was running out of ideas on what to add to this world. I went and got myself a totem of undying. That way I would feel a little bit more safe. Um, in my other hardcore world, I feel so vulnerable without a totem of undying, so I figured, let's go real quick get one. So I went out on a 1,000 block journey, found myself a totem, and equipped that right away. I then decided that the simple pathway that I had throughout my island was completely ugly and decided to texture it up with a stone variant between cobblestone, andesite, and gravel. to give it more of a gray texture, let it stand out more in the grassy lands, which I feel like worked so well for it, and I'm really happy that I took the time to do that. I should have done that from the beginning. I need to learn to stop being so lazy when it comes to decorating. I had my totem for like 2 hours and I popped it because I wanted to get out of a cave quicker. Dumb decisions were made. I headed to the underground of the Nether in hopes of finding some ancient debris. I was able to find quite a few pieces. I was able to make at least one netherite ingot by the end of it all, thanks to finding one scrap later on in a bastion. With my sword upgraded, I decided it would be best to, one, hang up my extra piece of netherite, and I went to the Nether again in hopes of getting another skull, and I spent about roughly a day or so in the Nether. I don't remember the exact time. You guys can tell by the day counter up in the corner. I believe it was either a day or 2 days. And I just spent my time killing wither skeleton after wither skeleton until I finally got my last drop, which took too long. With all 3 skulls in hand, I knew fighting the wither was the only next choice that I actually had. And this is hardcore, so I obviously wasn't going to fight him above ground. I went to my mind and I cheesed him. I crafted up my beacon and I placed it in my storage room along with the other valuable items I had in this world. Not even 3 minutes after I placed that beacon, I decided I wanted to actually make a full beacon. So I spent the remainder of the days of this world trading with villagers non-stop, and by the end of it, we finally got our beacon. I just figured, we killed the dragon, we killed the wither, let's make a full beacon. I figured for the last half of the day, on our day 100, we would do a little tour on the island. So why don't we go and see what I've done? Of course it would rain. This is bollocks. Well guys, you're getting a rainy tour. But first, let's throw some shaders on. Honestly, it looks pretty good with the shaders in the rain. Anyways, over here is our villager breeder, which I accidentally dropped the 2 breeders in. I don't know if you guys noticed or if I even showed it in the video, because at this point I haven't edited anything yet. Over here was our little greenhouse slash bee farm. I never really did anything with this. I actually planned on it, but yeah. Oh yeah, it was also our nether wart farm. Up here, I actually really like the pathway that I made. Up here is our little barn. Again, I had planned with it, but I really ended up not doing much with it. I wanted to make it also like a hay storage, but, you know, didn't happen. Our little cozy starter house. This is probably one of the smallest houses I've ever built in Minecraft. And it's such a simple house, but I still like it. Like the little fenced window, I really liked. Our little farm. And this windmill, I forget who on Pinterest I saw the general design by, but I absolutely loved it. And I never lit the inside of this up. That could have been really bad. Imagine me dying on day 100. That would have sucked. Oh my god. Anyways, I really do love the way the design came out. And, like, I don't think I'll ever build another windmill, though. That was a nightmare. If we take this route up here, you'll see that we have our little axolotl sanctuary. I wanted to breed them to eventually get a blue one, but then I realized how long that would take, and I was like, I might not have enough time in these 100 days to do that. So, I decided against it. I guess we can... Oh no, this was just our entrance to the mine shaft and where our cleric was originally living. But I moved him over to the breeder and then dropped them in by accident, so yeah. If we come back this way a little bit, I really wasn't sure what to build for the enchantment area, because I didn't want another building yet. And I kind of wanted it in the open, so I figured this was the best thing I could think of at the moment. And I mean, I'm not really too happy with it, but I'm not like upset with it either. I do like it at the end of the day. Trying to think what else we can show. I have. Because there really isn't much in this world. I focused more on looks rather than builds. This is just our little Nether portal. And I keep forgetting to put the last post up, but time's up. The world's over. We had our fun. Now, if we continue heading this way, I did put stuff inside of this storage room that I ended up building. I'm just trying to make my way to it. I'm trying not to run, you know, like milk the clock a little bit. Crafting table. So I started sorting some of my items. I didn't make it very far, as you can tell. Up here, these are all empty chests. This was our very first pickaxe in this world. My very first armor set. The dragon egg, a random dragon head I took from one of the end cities just so I could be like, hey, look, I slayed the dragon. Pretend that it was the dragon's head itself. This is actually my first elytra that I got, which is almost completely worn out. So I decided to put up there. This is the elytra that I was wearing for the majority of it because I actually put unbreaking and mending on it. Our first netherite ingot, the second one went on my sword. And this is just like the leftover ores that I have. But I figure we're not going to be in this world anymore. Let's wrap it up, shall we? Let's hang up our armor. We'll take the elytra away. And we'll drop off our swords. Well, actually, we're going to drop off all of our gear. We'll grab our elytra, equip it. And we'll put this world to a rest. It was a beautiful journey. I genuinely enjoyed just kicking back and playing Minecraft in a relaxing way over the course of these 100 days. I've done a lot more than I thought I would. I also didn't accomplish as much as I wanted. I didn't plan on killing the dragon in this world. I didn't plan on fighting the wizard. I definitely didn't plan on setting up this beacon. But yet, they're all things that I was able to accomplish in this 100 days. I had a lot of close calls. Some of them were a little too close. Many times did I get down to the last heart. Sometimes I thought this world was going to be over. But it's not. I survived. But with that, I guess it's time to just call it a day and sleep on this last day. If you guys want to see another 100 days, leave a like, make a comment. If this video gets at least 300 likes, I'll start recording. Anyways, this is Ruby Plays. I hope you enjoyed the video.